Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, chat managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Happy to share person glorious everyone. When unconditional love tarot. If you would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, or feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. And also please don't forget to subscribe if you're not a subscriber yet. Having said that, I don't know if any of you has ever stumbled or seen the James Van Prague channel. I'm not sure if I ever saw it before, but yesterday, after my show, I saw it on my feed, and it seems like he loaded a video a couple of days ago, maybe 3 or 4 days ago from today. I was watching it, but because I wanted to see, because I watched them on TV, him, John Edward, I forgot her name, she passed away unfortunately. I used to watch them on TV, and also there was another psychic they call Amazing Elizabeth. I used to watch these people on TV because I thought they were amazing. But anyway, he was collaborating with a lady named Cheryl something. And at the 15-minute mark in the video, it's on the James Van Prague channel. If you are interested in seeing it, at the 15-minute mark, I believe, or somewhere around there, maybe a little later than 15, he said there's potential for an attack to take place on our soil. I almost fell off my chair. I'm like, oh my God, that's what I told you guys last week or the week before last. I'm not sure exactly when I said it. And weeks ago, I said I saw Trump and his cabinet and some people in his cabinet and members and people from the White House sitting around a long table, like there's going to be like something like a Nuremberg trial. Guess what? Around the 18-minute mark. It's not exactly the way I put it, but he said the same thing. At the 28-minute mark, he said something else too. The video is too long. It's 52 minutes long. I couldn't watch the whole thing, so I had to skip forward to see if they had anything to say about what's going on. And I stumbled on those. I thought I would share it. I was surprised. What concerns me, he is seeing the same thing about something happening on our soil. That's my concern. I wanted to share that with you. And also tomorrow, I have an appointment at 12 o'clock, so I won't be here at 12, but I will be at tomorrow's stream will be at 2 hours later, at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I just want to make sure I let you guys know that. Tomorrow's show is going to be 2 hours later, okay? 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget, New York. Whatever the clock says in New York, that's the time. Okay. Having said that, this is something I have not seen on Blue Sky, nor I have not seen it on Twitter, X, okay? This morning, Marty John Fast posted something that reads, S is getting, you know what I mean by when I say S, is getting, is getting somewhere fast, meaning what we are seeing unfolding, like the Trump regime is trying to erode our rights. Among other things they are trying to do, they are destroying boats, on international water. I think that's what she was thinking about, and she posted it. I am saying it because I was feeling this since last year, and I told you guys about it, but in a coded way, because last year some people were complaining I was scaring them. So I did not, there are certain things, I still today, not only because you guys tell me, I can be frightening, I'm sorry, but there are certain things I don't want to say in here because, or at least, well, I will say it in a coded way and I'll tell you and you can go look at it when, what I said. And they were discussing the people who were answering to what she posted. There's somebody or a couple of people who were discussing the military option. I've said that before, okay, but I have never, part of my prediction, I said there's chances are the military is going to get involved. And the people I feel who mentioned the military on that thread, okay, they said, unfortunately, we are at a point where it seems there's only one way out, or at least we are approaching that point very fast. And somebody says, well, we still have other options. The person says, yeah, you may have other options, but history says otherwise. When people are doing the type of things that Trump and the people around him are doing, there's one way out. And the reason why I am saying this is because it feels like to me, it was a few people who were talking about it. And the person who started the conversation said the same thing I told you. Although there is a percentage of MAGAs in the military, but the majority are regular folks who want to serve their country. And then he said, they're not going to fire on Americans. And I agree with one more thing he said. Once that happens, this regime will pack up and run. I don't know if I've said that before or if I put it that way. Oh no, I think I said MAGA will lose. Unfortunately, when I read it, please don't be afraid. I'm not afraid. When I tell you I'm afraid, then you can be afraid, okay? It saddened me because we have a great country. I mean, if you guys watched Mado last night, she was talking. I mean, I saw it before, and I was surprised she was so late talking about it, cancer, the way RFK is going about dismantling cancer research. And of course, the administration agrees, okay? So if you look at all those things that are happening, and she was asking, is there a constituent for that? And the eroding of our rights, Bondi saying some of the stuff that she's saying, and she's not talking just to talk. She's saying those things, she's prepping us what's to come. And remember, guys, I told you, intuitively I felt Trump is going to do something that's going to cross the line, that's going to precipitate protest and everything else. And that's probably what's going to cause Trump is going to be, it's going to catch him by surprise and frighten him, and he's going to try to unleash the military. When some, you see on the movies, somebody pull a pistol a gun, and they try to fire it and it jams. That's what I'm getting when he calls the military trying to unleash it on us. Does not fire. And intuitively I feel, and I did not say it the way the gentleman put it because he's probably a former military people who are connected, okay, or at least know people who know people. Uh, and he said those guys who are in power right now and those people who are calling for civil war are a bunch of cowards. And I've said that before. These people have no idea what it's like to live in a civil or in a war environment. And that's what I've been hoping. And I'm still hoping and praying we don't get there. But if you listen, in fact, I don't know how many of you watch the Kash Patel hearing or testimony, whatever it is we call it, in front of the Senate today. I watched a couple of it. It's so disgusting. If you can feel his arrogance, it's like when he talks, I mean, Republicans, they, softball questions and, they are promoting the Trump agenda or whatever it is they're doing. But with Democrats, it's like the way he responds to them, the way he treats them, unbelievable. And if you watch what Trump and Miller has been saying and Vance too for the past few days, they are basically, and I think that's probably part of what Mary John Fast was referring to. Democrats are terrorists, and they're going to that's what Miller said, and they're going to uproot them. They're going to use their anger from that young gentleman being assassinated. They're going to use that and focus that anger into uprooting every violent Democrat. Whatever it is, it's going to be up to them to determine what you are, and then they're going to uproot you. That's where they're going, and they're not talking in a vacuum. But it's going to backfire big time. That's my prediction. Because even the young, supposedly that guy, I'm going to call him because I don't want to trigger the AI stuff. I'm not going to call him his name. I'm going to call him September 10th, okay? Basically, they're trying to compare him to MLK. Okay, he's God's gift to them. All right, and they're exploiting basically his passing to get more young people to vote for them. But they forgot one thing. Young people are not stupid. They read, they're on the internet, they're talking to one another. They don't like people lying to them. Vance went on what's his name show, September 10th, I'm sorry, on 9/10. Okay. He was streaming for him yesterday. And some of the stuff he's saying, those young people are not stupid. They know. They watch video. They watch, TikTok. They know what's going on. Yes, they like 9/10. Okay, for whatever reason, but that doesn't mean they're going to follow him blindly. Some will, just like the adults that are in the MAGA movement. But intuitively, give it another few months, you're going to see the surge to join that organization that 9/10 created evaporate. And it's going to lose its guidance. That's my prediction. Right now it's growing. And I understand a lot of people have sympathy, but because of the way the administration is using the passing of 9/10 to recruit people is going to blow up. And they're going to continue to hype it up, just like Milou is doing. Let me tell you guys, I'm going to put it this way. I have to be careful about what I say. I predict there will be a few more like that young gentleman. I'll just leave it there, because it's not only Americans at large that are getting angry. That young man, T.R., Tyler Robinson, I believe his name is, he may look, like a nice kid, and, he doesn't have an anger issue, composed. We don't know what's inside. I can tell you, there is a rage. That's what drove him to do what he did. And I don't know what triggered it, okay? The same thing for others, I feel, that are going to follow the same path. I don't know what triggered them. That's what's going to trigger them, or why. But they have some grievances. There's potential for more of that. What happened this past or last week, what happened to 9/10, is going to happen again. And by the way, the way Vance, Trump, Milou is blaming Democrats, it's not going to stick. In fact, it will blow back on them, because people are they're just proving to the rest of America that they are being dishonest. They are not telling the truth. Not that people don't know, but they are making the case stronger, because this act, and among so many other acts of violence, were perpetrated by people from the right, and also the way they comport themselves. Yeah. There are some bad things to come. And like I said, I warn you. You can be afraid when I tell you I'm afraid. I don't think it's going to get to the point where I say I'm afraid. But what concerns me is our lives, meaning, those of us who take medication, being able to go to the store, buy what we want. Like Kissinger said yesterday, these people have no idea what they are starting. And I told them that last year. And if they think they're going to be able to turn it off at will, good luck. The cycle of revenge. Yeah. I'm hoping we still have time. It may not happen. And the sooner the powers that be does something about this to prevent us from getting to that point, the better. But what I'm seeing on Blue Sky, that's where I went. The minute after I read that thread, I went to Twitter to see. I'm looking for similar threads on Twitter. I didn't see anything, at least not yet, but I'm going to keep looking. Okay? But this is the first time I've seen anything like this. And Americans prefer to be peaceful. Those people on Blue Sky, they are passive people. They're not, into violence. or any of that stuff. And the person who was saying it was not promoting violence either. That's what piqued my interest and my concern. These people didn't sound like, hooligans or hitmongers, and they want to do things to other people. No, they are being realistic. And some of them probably have experience or have experienced dictatorship, or people who support, just like Miller is doing. They don't walk away. Something has to be done. Somebody has to stop them. But they will be stopped, because Americans are not going to. They're going to play that losing democracy. They may be a bit slow catching up, waking up, realizing what's going on. There's potential for some for protest, very large protests that can be frightening. When I say, I don't mean they're going to be violent, peaceful protests. Okay? But those things, when you see the sea of people, and you realize, the powers that be who are trying to impose, basically shut down our rights, with Roberts and the MAGA side of the Supreme Court, okay, all in, once they see that, that's what's going to give them second thought. But the fear that is going to create in the White House, how are they going to respond? Because it feels like to me, and Miller is all in to and Vance too, for bringing in the military. And I'm saying Vance because intuitively I feel he'll go for it. But he was the first one who said, we have the guns. He's going to be disappointed. And do you guys remember I said there are a couple of ways this thing can go? Mike, Grassley becoming president. That's one of the outcomes of this thing, if it lasts too long. Because I don't know exactly how this is going to all the moving parts, when this thing takes place. But there's a feeling that I don't know how they're going to get to that place and remove these people. But I can tell you, if it gets to that point, they will be removed, all of them. And no, the military is not going to want to stay, have anything to do with it. They're just going to call Grassley, it's your hot potato now. So that's when I saw that this morning, I felt I had to share with you a little more, up front with what I have been feeling for over a year and a half. But we will be able to rebuild and do better. But a lot of people are going to go to prison, a lot more than I predicted before. We had a whole ton of them went to prison, about almost 1,000 people, if not more. I wasn't getting that number, but that's a pretty high number. This time, it's going to be more serious. The charges are going to be more serious, and there's going to be no playing. The one thing, I remember, guys, I told the first time I said I saw Nuremberg, I was getting Nuremberg, and I saw that large table, I thought it was here. I may be confusing where this thing is going to take place because of the activities, the latest activities that Trump is taking part in, killing people on high seas, or it may be on two places, trial here, and trial during, at Nuremberg or wherever that international court may be. Okay? But that's what I feel is coming, my friend. And as for Bondi, like I said a little earlier, according to report, the person in charge is Miller. And, oh my God. I copied the names that they gave him, there is a list of names that were given to him. Wait a minute. Yeah, I mentioned the names yesterday, and I could not tell you guys. Oh my God. 1 second. Okay, there you go. But the point I'm trying to make is somebody explicitly explained what's going on in the White House. Here are the names: Shadow Secretary of Defense, Prime Minister Miller, meaning he controls the guy who used to be in the Senate, Rubio, the real Attorney General, okay? He's the boss of DHS, and the last name they gave him is President Miller. I repeated this because I've been saying to all of you, he's the driver behind the scenes. And Trump is like hanging out. And those things, I've been saying those things to you for a while. But the people, they're getting good report from what's going on from inside the White House. They are connected. They know people who know people, whatever it is, they get it. They are talking about who's in charge, who's doing what. It's Miller, like I've been saying. But the point I'm trying to make is, if you hear, it's like they meet, they have they meet and they copy what their goals are, and they go out, talk basically like talking points. Okay, so that's what, if you see Bondi and that Miller's wife show, she was talking about free speech. There's free speech, there's violent free speech or something like that. I don't know. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. But she's just giving us a warning. They discuss those things, okay? And, when they're strategizing, okay, that's what's to come. But it's gonna backfire. Yeah. So Bondi is digging the hole deeper, and it's going to be more expensive for all of them. That's my prediction, meaning legally and passively going to prison. This morning was the first time I saw Miller in handcuffs. That's my prediction. It's coming. It's a matter of when it happens, but it's coming. And like I said, he warned liberals. It started already. They were looking for an opportunity to go to this level. And the 9/10 situation. So they decided, whether it's true or not, they didn't care. They were looking for an opportunity. It doesn't fit anything I'm looking at the time, because I can keep going. Trump and the people around him who are making the decisions were looking for an opportunity. If you notice the way they started speaking right after 9/10 passed on, it seems like everything was prepared and ready to go. And I was reading that before I started streaming. But I wasn't surprised. Since when the event happened, I expected them to behave that way. I think I told you guys that he was going to exploit it. But it's not going to work. But it's going to be very interesting to watch. When you're driving, and all of a sudden you step on the brakes to avoid something, hitting something or something. That's what's going to happen to them. Sudden, or step on the brakes. Yeah. Otherwise they crash. Let's hope But there's only one variable in what I'm saying that can prevent a catastrophe. When I say catastrophe, I mean all three of these people, because they don't think so. But I'm telling you guys, the probability of all three getting removed and Grassley become president, to me, is 50-50. Okay? Let's see what happens. But they are so, if you watch Miller, they feel so confident in what they're doing, what they're heading. They think things are working their way. They're surprised about, how people are fighting back. But they think they have all the tools. No, they don't. We do. The only thing is, we're a little late waking up. But we are waking up. It's going to happen. So don't be afraid. Just hang in there. That's my prediction. Okay. I think I said everything. Let me see if somebody asked me a question and I forgot. Oh, my God, I forgot to say it. Robert Redford is gone, my friends. I'm sure you know that. Okay. But I wanted to mention him. I'm looking to make sure I didn't copy it and promise somebody I was on. Okay. Answer the question and I didn't. Okay. Let me look for your questions now. Miss Amanda 539 says, my daughter is on OT, took a therapy case here in Florida. Man was pleasant. After Kirk died, he told her he was best friend with his grandson. Became angry, took her off the case. Sorry to hear that. Wow. Sorry about that, Miss Amanda. But you know what? Everything happens for a reason. Maybe, it's a good reason. Your daughter will find something else. Raymond Di Pasquale said the U.S. Air Force honor guard carried the casket of Kirk, oh my God, who never served in the military. What a disgrace. I didn't know that, but hey, like I said, they went on, he's at the level of MLK. That's all this is performance to get people angry. I don't think it's going to work. Let's see what happens. Okay. Let me see. Gloria said, will Trump be successful in suing the New York Times again? Are you kidding? No, I'm not a lawyer. When I heard that, I almost burst out laughing. Let me tell you, and it's not from me. But I never felt he was going to succeed in suing the Wall Street Journal and the New York Times for $15 billion. He's suing the New York Times. Yeah, good luck. And Midas Touch, I was watching a video this morning from Midas Touch. They were talking about the lawsuit. And intuitively, I don't feel this lawsuit or Trump staying with it because they're going to call him to testify. I don't remember the legal name, before discovery or during discovery or something like that. They call you and then the lawyer grill you for a certain amount of time. Yeah. Okay. I don't think he wants to be in the hot seat. So all those things, basically somebody said this morning, and that's true. It's his way of intimidating the media and force them to spend money on things that they don't want to spend money in. But the New York Times has enough money. The Wall Street Journal has enough money. These people can fight back. And he's pissing Murdoch off too. So, from what I understand, the Murdochs are all in with that uni. Well, they're all wealthy. They are all, not all the Murdochs are into that uni-party presidency. The one who's taken over Fox News and I guess, the communication conglomerate. I don't know his name. Lachlan, I think that's his name. He's the one who's just like his father. So But I think Wall Street Journal is going to fight. Murdoch is still around, so we'll see what happens. But I think Trump is going to run away. He's not going to want to be cross-examined. Testify, having a lawyer grill him in front of a judge, and it be shown and it being shown on TV. So I don't think this is going to happen, and that's what it's not me. The way I see it, I saw it. It's like this is not going anywhere. But after watching Midas Touch, and they were talking about bringing him to court. In fact, they mentioned, I'm sure some of you probably know, Cohen did that. He sued Cohen, and Cohen, said, okay, let's go, and had his lawyer call on Trump to testify before, because from what I understand, you guys, let me see if one of you guys post the name of how they call it. Deposition. Thank you, Gloria. He doesn't want to be, thank you, Pamela. He doesn't want to take part in any depositions. So he's going to run away. And that's what Michael Cohen did to him. From what I understand, he dropped the lawsuit or something like that. The same thing they're going to do to him. And that's what, I forgot all about that. They mentioned it this morning in the Midas Touch, show this morning. I was watching the video this morning. Yeah. Okay. So I think he's gonna run away. Okay. I'm looking to see if they have my question. If people are afraid or feel that you're scaring them, maybe they shouldn't listen. Sharon Dawkins. No, I think they want to know. That's why, I let people know, don't be afraid until I tell you I'm afraid. But I don't think it's going to get to the point for us to be afraid, because it's not going to be what concerns me. Our lives are going to be disrupted. That's my concern, meaning our freedom, things that we just go and do without thinking. We may have to plan. If you want to buy something, how are you going to find it? That's the problem. That's my concern. Other than that, I feel we're going to be okay. Just listening said, Joy Reid said that MAGA has everything. President, house, and big, beautiful meal. So why are they so angry? That's true. Oh, Joy Reid will bring it. Oh, my God. Okay. I'm looking. I think this is it, friend. Josh Matthews says, Bondi and Patel just yell and rant during congressional hearings. Such a waste of time. Oh, I didn't know Bondi was there too. I saw Patel's. Yeah, his arrogance is, oh my God. But little that these people know, they will be held, my prediction is, I don't see how these people are going to get away with this. And they don't see it. Please, you guys, let me know. Okay, am I the only one who's feeling this is nuts? Where they want to take the country and the things that they think they can do. Yes, you're getting away with it for now. Like I've always said, America give you enough rope to hang yourself, but you're not going to win. And they think they can. Please let me know if I'm wrong, if I'm missing something here. Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone, for spending time with me. Thank you, Chat Managers, for your help. I appreciate it. Please remember, tomorrow, I'm going to schedule it anyway for 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow, because I have an appointment at 12. If anyone would like a reading from me, the link to my website is below the video, psychicmilou.com, or please feel free to call me or text me on my YouTube number. I'm still trying to get to 1 million, so please, if you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing and don't forget to tap on the notification bell. Please give me a thumbs up. That would help me a lot. Thank you again, everyone, for your support. I will see you all tomorrow. Till then, bye.